Anyway, it's actually how I started out in Brazil and with a couple other tribes. I was teaching them how to make stuff, and like I said, they back then they communicated with me, but not each other really, or at least they didn't. I had complicated communications with them. I could direct them and tell them, do this, do that, or maybe you should do this and do that, and helping them. And and then I not only encouraged complicated communication between me and them, but also complicated communication between them and each other. And when I did that, now the question is, was I that person because of what I did later on? Or was I just that person in general? And I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that I was that person. But I did many things afterwards that that still continued to change things. I not only changed and asked for my people to be doing complicated communications between me and them and each other, but also complicated communications, but also other things like textiles, creating the first shops, creating the first stores. In the old days, they used to just do everything. Even how the Indians do their things, where like different people do different tasks within a tribe. That was another one of my ideas. I go way back to the old tribal days. Like I worked with a lot of tribes, but every tribe actually on this planet, in some way, I don't know if they still know me, but they did know me. So anyway, um, so that's who I am really. When you get right down to who I am, that's who I am, or who I was. Now, in the future and other things, I was again the first with shops and all kinds of other things. I was the first with wanting the first stores, the first post office, first trains, first steam engine, first everything basically. Um, and because I was this person, I go so far back that I mean it doesn't even really matter. Like I was in control of the planet Earth for quite a few different times. Quite a few, at least I'll just say seven because I like the number seven. But it's probably more like 5 times that I had complete world control, complete control of the people, going back from the very first days to many other times. Um, and I kept on encouraging changes to be substantial. I was trying to encourage this. What is society? It's how I literally am the person who creates society. Absolutely 100%. There's no one else other than me that creates society. Um, whether, I mean, before I created democracy, before I created schools, I was at a certain point and almost stagnated. That was about as far as I could get. Well, I mean, that was a really good point. I mean, we had a lot of stuff. It was pretty good. But I thought maybe a different way of like teaching the essence of a trade. And I even said that. I said, can we maybe teach the essence of a trade, not a trade itself, like not learn how to make this e-cigarette, but actually understand why this e-cigarette works. Maybe humanity can go further with that. And I told that to my teachers and told that to my people, and they took that information and create a curriculum and refined it throughout the years. And so it was something that I thought of doing, and and it seemed to have worked. And but when I did that, though, again, just like when I encouraged multiple communication, everything went and got even more complicated, and and both good and bad. You know, in the old days, I could have more things built. I could have anything built. I could have a dam built just by willing it or asking for it. It was weird. Um, so I've been doing constructions for a long, long, long time. And then later on, I didn't have quite such direct control, but I had indirect control. And because people still knew who I was. And so then there's other steps, and I kept changing humanity and the earth more and more and more and more, encouraging a more and more advanced society. At one point in time, it was because I looked at my people, and they were, they had beards and hair, and I thought, well, maybe we can do a little better. I mean, maybe we can clean it up a little bit. Um, I wanted to have a real civilization, and so I encouraged them. They braided their beards, which was really cool. I was like, oh, let's start. It's good. It's good. Let's see if we can make some knives or something to cut hair with. And so they worked on it, and they were able to shave and cut their hair a little better. And like I say, I'm very careful about saying that I love my people no matter what. Even back then, I mean, my people were good people. Like they would chop down the biggest trees. They would work all day. They would go to any lengths for me. Absolutely, I had no doubt. And with that kind of devotion, it didn't matter what they looked like. I loved them. They're my people. So, but they cleaned up quite nicely, and they started wearing clothes, which is I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, clothes. But I mean, I had to invent clothes first. I mean, I can't just be like, wear clothes. It's like, skin. Yeah, anyway, and the Indians did a beautiful job making beautiful garments for me and themselves. They really dressed nicely. I was like, wow, that's beautiful. And then the women, they looked really good too. Like I said, I always loved my people. My people I always respected my people completely, and had no doubt with their loyalty. Like the Indian chiefs, um, and the Indians in general, and the Incas, and a lot of people, I had no doubt for their loyalty at all. Not even a little bit. I knew they would die for me. I knew they would do anything for me. And I love them for it. And one of the big reasons why I kept on inventing and kept on regardless was of the respect I had for them, because of what they had done for me before. They had done anything and everything I asked, absolutely, completely. And when they had done that, I realized that I had the best people in the universe, and that I owed them. And a lot of them would probably say the same thing of me. I mean, if you asked them back then, they would probably say we owed you because of all the food and everything and all the prosperity. But the feeling was mutual. I felt like as a real leader, I had to keep going, regardless, no matter what some people say. And I did that for many, many years. And then I kept going with changing and improving and getting things better. Like I said, there was one point in time the teeth were kind of they were kind of blackened and not very clean, and I didn't mind, but I thought, well, maybe we can clean it up a little bit, get a little straighter, and make 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 people look a little more presentable and good. And so my people, being just as loyal and just as devoted, started to do it. And very soon, everything was getting better. Anyway, you can look at the photographs. You can see the photographs. And back in the old days, I had people take pictures of the the lowest class and the highest class, just to see what the difference are, so I could see about what to work on. And then I encourage my people to try and get those people to elevate those people up, in both looks and education. I wasn't going to leave anyone out. I mean, even the lower class people, they were with me. Back in the day, when I asked for a ship, how many do you want? That's what they would say. I'm like, well, 7, 3, whatever. And they would, trees, done. I'd be like, huh, that's fast. The Chinese and Japanese Orientals were the fastest and ridiculous. I love them very much. Anyway, I love all races. Anyway, it's hard. I can't really pick out one. So anyway, but yeah, crazy as it may sound, it's true. I've initiated a lot of changes in humanity, and I think most of them are good. In fact, I love humanity the way it is. It's beautiful, gorgeous cities.